The origin and powers of the Legion of Superheroes. In the city of Metropolis in the 30th century, there exists one of the most amazing clubs of all time. Its members are teenage youths, each possessing one special superpower. The club members have vowed to use their fantastic powers to battle crime. Years ago, when Superman was Superboy, he joined the club when its members contacted him during a visit into the past. This rocket-shaped building is the Superhero Clubhouse. Phantom Girl Tinya Wazo came from the planet Big Zittel, which occupies the same space as Earth but in another dimension. She can dematerialize at will and pass through solid objects. Duo Damsel, Yuono Durgo, was known as Triplicate Girl until one of her three bodies was killed by the villainous thinking machine Computo. She comes from the planet Karg, whose triple sun gives all natives the power to split into three bodies. Duo Damsel can still become two girls. A double date with her is really double. Brainiac 5 Quell Dox of the planet Kolu is a descendant of Vril Dox, the adopted son of the original Brainiac, Superman's foe. Vril found a way to raise his brain to the 12th level, making it the equal of Brainiac's computer mind, and the genetic change enabled him to pass his supermind on to his descendants, including Brainiac 5. Lightning Lad Garth Rands gained the power to generate lightning bolts when he was attacked by lightning monsters on the planet Korbal, and their blasts electrified his body. He is from a different world, Winath. Bouncing Boy Chuck Tane of Earth gained the power of super bouncing when he drank a super plastic fluid which he mistook for soda pop. This scene shows him bouncing away from angry crooks with important papers. Invisible Kid Lyle Norg, also of Earth, is a young genius who invented a serum which enables him to become invisible. He uses his power to spy on outlaws. Shrinking Violet Salu Digby comes from the planet Impsk, where everyone can shrink to tiny size. Cosmic Boy Rock Kryn came from the planet Braal, where the people evolved magnetic powers to battle the metal monsters of that world. This scene shows him preventing a rocket car collision by magnetically repelling the two metal craft. Chameleon Boy Reap Daggle came from the planet Durla, where everyone can assume any shape he chooses. Saturn Girl Imra Ardeen comes from Saturn, where everyone has ESP powers. This scene shows her mentally commanding a monster to retreat. Colossal Boy Gim Alon of Earth gained the power of super growth from a strange meteor. Sun Boy Dirk Morgner was locked in an atomic reactor chamber by the villainous Dr. Regulus, but instead of killing him, the atomic bombardment made him a human beacon of heat and light. This scene depicts him melting a deadly missile before it can explode. Superboy Clark Kent, born Kal-El, came from the giant planet Krypton under a red sun. He derived his powers such as invulnerability, super strength, super speed, flying and super senses from Earth's lesser gravity and yellow sun. Light Lass Ayla Rands is Lightning Lad's sister and got the same power in the same way at the same time. At first she was called Lightning Lass, but Dream Girl used her scientific knowledge to change Ayla's power. Now she can make objects super lightweight. Starboy Fom Kalor was born in an orbiting observatory in space, where his astronomer parents from the planet Xanthu lived, picking up starlight for research. This starlight gave Fom the power to draw mass from the stars and induce it into any object, making it super heavy. Mon-El, Largand, comes from Daxum, a Krypton-like planet, and has the same powers as Superboy. When he first came to Earth he had amnesia, and Superboy, thinking he was from Krypton, gave him his own family name, El, plus Mon, because they met on a Monday. Later contact with lead, which is deadly to him as kryptonite is to Superboy, restored his memory and endangered his life. Superboy could only save him by putting him into the Phantom Zone, where he remained 1,000 years until Brainiac 5 invented a serum which, taken at regular intervals, makes Mon immune to lead and gives him powers under a red sun. Ultra Boy Joe Nah of the planet Rimbor was charged with ultra energy when his space speedster was swallowed by a huge energy beast. A passing galactic cruiser saved him by slicing the creature open. Joe has super strength, ultra speed, invulnerability and ultra vision, including penetravision, which can even see through lead, but he can only use one power at a time. Matter Eater lad Tenzil Kem came from the planet Bismol, where over a period of aeons, microbes poisoned all the food. To survive, the people evolved the ability to eat anything, glass, metal, and even poison, without any ill effects. Supergirl Linda Lee Danvers, born Kara Zor-El, was born in Argo City on a chunk of Krypton hurled off when that world exploded. The city survived under a plastic dome, but the inhabitants, except for Supergirl, who was rocketed to Earth, and her parents, who escaped to the survival zone, were later wiped out by kryptonite poisoning. Proti-2, the protoplasmic pet of Chameleon Boy, comes from the planet of Antares, where all life was endangered by climatic changes. A super scientific race changed the creatures that lived there to proteans, able to alter their shapes to adapt to any conditions. Proti-2 belongs to the Legion of Super Pets. Element Lad, Jan Ara, was the only inhabitant of the planet Trom who was not wiped out in a battle with space criminals. In Trom's radioactive environment, the people evolved the power to change the atomic structure of elements by mental radiations. For instance, Jan can change iron into gold. Jimmy Olsen, because of his services to Superman, was made an honorary member, although he is over the age limit. He gets his super stretching elastic lad power from a serum given him by Professor Potter. Other super pets include Crypto, Superboy's pet, and Beppo the super monkey. Both came from Krypton. Crypto in an experimental space capsule, and Beppo as a stowaway in Super Baby's rocket. Streaky, Supergirl's Earthborn cat, got his powers from a piece of ex-kryptonite created in a scientific experiment. Comet the Super Horse, Supergirl's other pet, was Byron, a centaur in ancient Greece. Circe the sorceress tried to change him into a man, but an evil sorceress switched to her magic potions and Byron became a horse. Circe then gave him the superpowers of the gods. Comet becomes human when he is in the sight of a real comet. Karate Kid Val Armour lived in Japan as a child. Here he learned karate and other forms of fighting from an oriental expert who had devised a new form of super karate. This involved training from infancy, making the pupil into a regular super being, able to smash solid steel with his bare hand, and Val was the only one to master the new art. Dream Girl, Nura Now, comes from Nautor, a planet where everyone has the power to see into the future to a limited extent. She has finally developed this power to the degree that she can sometimes see as much as a year into the future. Princess Projectra of the royal family of the planet Orando was endowed by a witch with the power of creating realistic illusions soon after her birth. Ferro Lad, Andrew Nolan, was an Earth boy, but a mutant with a non-human face which he kept masked, and the ability to change his body to nearly invulnerable iron. He gave his life to destroy the Sun Eater, which threatened to destroy the galaxy. Lana Lang could not join the Legion as a regular member because her Insect Queen power comes from a device, a biogenetic ring given to her by an alien from space whom she helped out of a tight spot. But she was made a member of the Legion Reserve. When she wears the ring, Lana can take on the attributes of any insect she wishes and fly like a bee, jump like a grasshopper, etc. Kid Psycho, Ganil Operal, was born on the planet Hajor. His parents were astronauts whose contact with radiation in space affected their genes, so their son was born a mutant with an oversized brain and the power of mind over matter. He developed the ability to project impenetrable force fields from his eyes. After his world was destroyed in a collision with a wandering planet, he came to Earth and applied for Legion membership. But doctors discovered that every time he used his power, he shortened his life by about a year. However, he became a reservist and the Legion's secret weapon. Polar Boy Breck Bannin came from the planet Far, where the people developed the power of projecting intense cold to combat the heat storms caused when Far nears its sun in its irregular orbit. Polar Boy is the founder and leader of the Legion of Substitute Heroes, made up of Legion rejects who form their own group. The next 5 heroes are the other members of the Legion of Substitute Heroes. Fire Lad Stack Mavlen of the planet Swar was endowed with flame breath when he inhaled weird vapours from a crashing meteorite. Night Girl Lyda Jaff was born on the dark planet Cafoon. Her father created a vitalizing ray which gave her super strength, but only in deep shadow or at night. Direct sunlight robs her of her power. Stone Boy Dagwentim comes from the planet Zwen, which rotates so slowly that the nights are half a year long. The people developed the power to turn to stone so they could spend this time in suspended animation. Stone Boy can remain awake when he's in his stone form, but he cannot move. Chlorophyll Kid, Raoul Benem of the planet Mardru, fell into a tank of powerful plant-growing solution as an infant. As a result, he gained the power to make plants grow super fast and super big. Colour Kid, Ulu Vark of the planet Lupra, was assisting a scientist in an experiment when a ray of multicoloured light from another dimension struck the lad. It gave him the ability to change the colour of anything at will.